A thing to pay attention to is I'm gonna mark it off the monthly, where we close the monthly. From there, we're gonna go to the 4-hour candle, and area to pay attention to last night or today. I told you guys that people. Let's start off with S&P 500. We're in the 1-hour candle here. A thing to pay attention to is I'm gonna mark it off the monthly, where we close the monthly. From there, we're gonna go to the 4-hour candle, and area to pay attention to last night or today. I told you guys that if we fell down, we were gonna come down and test these Fibonacci's right here. Originally, it was a 12-hour candle that was somewhere right here, or even there still. And then the daily that was also in the same position, which was a very strong Fibonacci, especially when you're going towards 4 candle and up. The higher you go, the harder these Fibonacci's are, the more confirming these Fibonacci's are. All right, so we got the monthly. You have to pay attention also, and also it's about time too. This market knows it only has a certain amount of time to mess with you. I went on the options right here for the S&P. I believe somewhere down here, or it could have been right here. I was hoping the market, since the data wasn't going to come at 5:30 and it was the only data, it was common sense that the market was going to rally throughout the night, especially at I mentioned in my videos. If you watch my video from yesterday, I mentioned this, how 11:45 to 12:30 was very important. If it went above this, it was going to continue going up. Otherwise, we're going to go down, and this is snap. We're going to come down, test these lower regions down here. But if we continue going up, and so on. I also said this was going to be your stop sign right here, pretty much. I was surprised at the market, even though unemployment came up higher. Some were saying that the market held only based off the high percentage of interest rate getting cut even higher now from this data and whatnot. But it's too good to be true. It's too good for the market to hold that much, especially when it was hitting a weekly resistance. You go to your weeklies. What was I talking about? What? Okay, right here. So when it hit this area right here, that's a weekly resistance. So, my bad. I meant up here. I thought it was a weekly resistance up here. The only one that's up here. Let me see. I'm gonna get a little bit confused here. Okay, yeah. So there was a resistance also. So a weekly resistance. I knew that the market needed something hard. The market needed something hard to smash through that resistance. Also, it's very common for the market to rally and hit to a certain point, and then from there retrace on down. Especially with this, especially how the market is, especially how you also got. I don't know, it's weird for me, but you gotta feel or read or understand these people or whatnot, because I've been saying the market isn't gonna rally just because employment data was wrong. This data came out wrong, and it's gonna skyrocket from here. You still have a month. You still have a lot of data coming out. So I don't believe the market was gonna just shoot up just like that. Otherwise, I would have my options for S&P 500, and I would have been up, who knows, 5,000. I ended up profiting 2,000 from that. Started exiting as soon as the market opened at 6:30. As soon as the market opened here, 6:30. 6:32, somewhere there, I saw this. No, I didn't see that. I got out somewhere here. And then minutes later, choo, choo, choo. I was like, yep, baby. Yeah, the market's going to go down, but it still wants to hold above that weekly. And tomorrow, supposedly, Face had a deal with Russia saying, yo, if you don't make a deal with Ukraine, it's going to get wars between us, my boy. And seeing how where the S&P is at, it could hold that area. We can shoot up a little bit here, but watch. Let me show you. Let me show you. It's really by the month the in between two monthly areas, but also it's stuck in between a hard weekly, a month dailies. It's just hard. This whole area is thick. think of this area from right here to right here as a thick cement crossing around. That's why the market, when it peaked up, it couldn't break through that barrier. So that's why it retraced on down. And then tomorrow you have that. The only thing carrying this, the only thing that's gonna move the market tomorrow is gonna be a tweet. Please know that. It's gonna be a tweet. It's gonna be a Fed member. They make these little conference meeting, and there'll be a Fed member. Somebody, they'll make a comment, and the market will react from that. A federal member says so and so, and based on that, you know, S&P rose up 5%, and then it raised up 5% at 8, 9 in the morning, and then at 12, before closing for the week, Trump will tweet, had a great discussion with President Putin on working during this weekend, blah 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 blah, and then the market will shoot up again, and even it could be even higher, finally breaking above this fucking weekly resistance right here, whatnot. And the market will have with the hopes and everything, whatnot, and then it will not happen. The market will go back down, or it will, and that'll be the only thing pushing up the market. Even though there was no gains, no big. It's all about emotions, and tech earnings and data, false data. These motherfuckers manipulate the shit out of this. All right, that's why I can see these moves and say around what time this is that. Especially when I have my boxes, I dissect the market into into fractions. Every time the market gets inside of a certain box, that's a whole new area right there. And depending what colors, lines they are, it represents a time frame. So if it's a blue line, that means that blue line is a weekly line, meaning somewhere in the past there was a week that closed at that price, meaning that in the future then, when the market goes to that blue line, I know it's going to be hard, or it's going to stop depending on what data came out or what's going on. I know it's going to be a little pause right there or whatnot. And then my mind just starts doing its own thing. Then I put the Fibonacci's together also, especially when it comes to the high, we want to pay more attention to it. If the market's going down or it's going up throughout the nighttime, like I said, that's why I was able to not predict, but say, hey, if when we shoot up here, if we fail to shoot above at this time at 11:45 to 12:30, the market's gonna start going down. If by 11:45 to 12:30 we start going up, then the market's gonna go up. And then we're gonna get right here, depending on the data, how it's gonna be. We're gonna shoot up to it, or we're gonna pause and then come back down, because the market's fun. Then your next time to pay attention to would have been your 11:45, 12:30. No, your 7:45 to 8:30. Your 7, 8. So that's where the move goes. It was holding above this resistance and finally broke it. Then your next move is going to be 11:45 to 12:30. And here's your 11. Here's your 11 and your 12. And then boom. So those two areas are when you kind of understand when the market's going, or how they. I know how to say it, but my brain is weird as fuck. And then, so you see the market then picking up at the last minute, but at the same time, big news happened with crypto. I think the XRP lawsuit that they had was either finally they got done with it, or something happened that you can clearly tell right here. Tell right there. This is a 1 hour too. Come on, Ethereum, especially Ethereum. Ethereum is screaming, "I'm gonna shoot up every time right now." Look at that shit. So, anyways, let me show you another thing with S&P 500 in the daily. Yesterday, I was mentioning there was a 3-candle box in the 12-hour candle for S&P 500. Depending how it closed inside that box, we're gonna shoot up or we're gonna continue shooting down. If you go right here to the 12-hour candle, actually no, it wasn't 12. What was it? It was 4-hour candle right here, and that was your 12:45 to 11:30. And I even drew a box. So this box right here. I'm sorry for all the bullshit, people, but I know it's complicated, but I'm gonna make more videos explaining all these boxes and lines and whatnot. I done it before, but I know it's. Change the shit to blue. So yesterday, this 4-hour candle, depending how it closed, it was your perfect entry for day traders or whatnot. And then there's a bigger one. No, 12-hour candle. There's a 12-hour candle 3 candle box. You see how it forms a perfect box right here? So there's a 12-hour candle, meaning it closes at 2 in the morning. So that means let's see, it's 7. By 10 o'clock, we need to be somewhere up here. And then from 10 to 2, it's going to try to break through this. And by 11:45, if it does get here by 10, by 11:45, 12:30, we should be breaking through this. So then at 2 in the morning, it could break through this and close here at 2 in the morning. That's going to be very bullish for Friday, because from there, it's going to hold, but there's no data. It's all going to be based on tweets and he or she said, pretty much. So there's nothing bringing emotion. There's nothing bringing the market up to it, being like, oh, what is it going to be? No, there's nothing. There's this. It's just everybody's all quiet, like, what's paying attention? What's going on? Who said what? What's going on? That's all they're doing. They're just paying attention. That's all. There's nothing really forcing the market up. And then also depending, as long as we close inside of this box, this 12-hour candle, it's still bullish. Now, if we close this 12-hour candle below it, we're gonna have to pay attention to this monthly line right here, that purple line. That's what you see, that dotted line right there that I mentioned before. Because what it could do is it could create support. Let's say right here with 11, your 10 o'clock, 11:45 to 12:30 is gonna be that moment. Or we're gonna hold this area right here and then start going back up. But we're gonna be below this monthly, and then the market gets stuck here, and then start going down based on some tweet or some shit or whatnot. So now we gotta wait till we close at the 4-hour candle at 10, because that's gonna tell me a lot, especially now that we have a perfect 4-hour candle. 3 candle box on the 12-hour candle. This happened also for Bitcoin and Ethereum. At the same time. Watch. Go to Bitcoin, go to daily, I think it is. Bam, right there. And I was saying how it's still bullish. It was following the market, and also because of the trend line. This weekly trend line that has been on for a long time. You have a 4-hour candle Fibonacci that was holding above. That's always bullish. You always want, especially towards the end of a 4-hour candle, to hold above a 50 Fibonacci. Notice the retracement. That was beautiful. And look where it was at. Look how it played out. So this was a daily, right? I said a daily closed at 5. So look how it plays out. It's very important, the last 4 candle, especially your half point. So that'll be your 345. Your 245 to 315, 330 or whatnot. So we're coming down here, and we close again. We close a 12-hour candle, 12-hour candle, and a daily at 5. So look how it's 2 in the morning. 3, and look how at 3 it shoots above that, closing a 12-hour candle at 5. So it's all based on time and this 3 candle box. Because you knew this was the last. I checked something real quick. So Wednesday night it was your confirmation. Yeah, Wednesday 5 in the morning, Thursday. It's so dope, yo. Because if you really would understand and keep up with the time, you would have been able to catch on this trade right here, or on the buy, just buying. If you keep, even my indicator was telling you, hey, this is your entry, these are your targets. The fact that it was holding everything, both markets are synchronized. Both markets are synchronized. Ethereum was doing the same thing. Go to the daily. Yeah, right there, see? Also Wednesday. And like I said, as long as we stay inside the 3 candle box, it's still bullish. Everything, look, even on the daily, the 80-50 Fibonacci, the fact that it went down to it, respected it. Oh my gosh, these moves are so fucking easy. These are the moves that you fucking want to go in as a day trader, and buying these coins. These are the confirmations that like, oh yo, hey, start stocking so and so coins. Start stocking Ethereum. There's that box, that V shape. The fact that it was breaking these 3 monthly resistance that I couldn't fucking pass since 2021. Since 2021, I couldn't fucking break through these 3 monthly resistance. Not just that, look at this shit. You had a monthly trend line that I finally broke, the first one, and the second one, it's coming to the weekly trend line. There's a weekly trend line right here. And technically now this could be a monthly trend line, but you can see right here, first contact, second contact, and your third contact. All this is screaming fly. I want to fly like an eagle. So yeah. So this August is gonna be crazy or whatnot, or they're gonna keep on compressing this because you guys don't know how much fucking money these guys. That's why they're bringing the markets down. They're not bringing the markets down to buy more stocks. You really think Trump and all these politics are bringing the market just to buy more stocks, or you think they're buying that they're buying these fucking cryptos and Bitcoin and Ethereum because they see and they know the fucking outcome that these numbers are gonna bring? Trump made more money by buying Bitcoin since 2018 than he ever did for owning real estate. You really think they're bringing down the market down because they want to buy stocks or because tariffs and because this is that? No, they want discounts. They want discounts. Translation to you is fear. Fear, you guys. We're going to a recession. And that's what you talk about to your friends. And meanwhile, they're like, suckers. Yeah, just start buying this shit. Yeah, give me some of that crypto and Bitcoin and whatnot. Yeah, now we can tell them that we're gonna go talk with Europe and something happy. Tell them something happy. The market recover and they always close and stop at a certain price. You're always gonna see with these markets, they stop at a certain price. So this market is so manipulated, you guys. But anyways, so yeah, now we wait for the S&P next move because whatever the S&P do, crypto market is gonna do. Right here, you can clearly see that it's hitting a hard. Must be probably a daily or a monthly. Yeah. And so if you see in the past, also there's been a major key point where the market starts reversing since March 2024. So the fact that we're here up again, the fact that the market is by the all-time high, but there's still a lot of issues with the market and how he's running it. So we could, don't be, not saying that this blast is going to happen, but accumulate a ton of Ethereum and XRP and these other altcoins right now. Because trust me, you're going to start seeing this shit in the banks. You're going to start hearing it's already there. All this information, how much they're accumulating, who's accumulating. Damn. People aren't going to be surprised. Another coin's going to fly like crazy. And I'm thinking about doing option trades long on this bit is Coinbase. Coinbase is working with the government so good. That's why you're seeing these numbers compress. That's why you're not seeing Coinbase flying along with Ethereum and whatnot. It's because they're keeping this shit low because they want to accumulate. And once Ethereum blasts and Bitcoin really blasts, then you're gonna see Coinbase fly. Watch. All right, you guys. This is Brian Secrets. I'll hop on back again at 10 o'clock.